What's up, world? Thank you for joining me again for another episode of The Conversation with yours truly, Roger A. Franco. As you can see, I have brought my brother Diz the Icon back to join me for this episode.
Yes,
due
how's
to
everyone doing?
Popular demand.
Was it really popular?
Yeah. If you remember, he was on the show I did not too long ago where we were talking about the 50th anniversary of hip hop, and we did a little critique of that song and video by Sexy Red and Sukiyana.
Right.
And based off of, Diz's comments and his opinions, got a lot of feedback from people. They liked what you were saying.
I thought they got us removed from the internet.
Well, kind of, sort of, but, Diz is also the reason we started to put the disclaimer prior to the beginning of the show because,
I'm liable, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? Cancel culture and all of that.
Yeah.
But we're back here for another episode. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you having me, brother.
Of course. So what the topic of today's episode is going to be about the sort of state of relationships between men and women in today's society. Seems like, men and women, we're the furthest apart we've ever been. It's so many issues that are causing us to disagree and fight, and people's different perspectives on things. So, obviously, I wanted to talk about that and have my very opinionated friend here, Diz, join me to give us some more great one-liners
and
zingers. Give us, just his perspective on things. So,
trying to get another viral clip.
Trying to get another viral clip.
That clip went viral.
It certainly did. Definitely check out that episode. You won't be disappointed. But before we jump into it, Diz the Icon, author, artist, entrepreneur.
I try.
And now you have another title to put under your belt, another feather in the cap.
What's that?
Host of his very own podcast here on Made for Kings TV. Talk a little bit about that. What's the name of it?
Yeah, man. Myself, Mr. 13, my co-host, Shay Carter, DJ J Rizzy. We got a show called Straight to the Comments.
Okay.
Where we we get popular clips, play them, read the comments from the people of the world and talk our shit.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, hopefully that continues to gain ground and momentum and it moves my company, Yard Out Entertainment, to a different space.
Okay. So as I said, entrepreneur, what's Yard Out Entertainment all about?
Yard Out Entertainment originally was supposed to be a label. But once I got to the point where I didn't really care to really, really be involved in that way in the music industry, I just use it as a house for all of my creative ideas.
Okay.
So, yeah, I started my own entertainment company.
All right. So look out for more from Yard Out Entertainment from Mr. Diz the Icon.
Yes.
Definitely check out his show on Made for Kings TV. Straight to the Comments.
Yeah, it's on Yard Out Entertainment.
Oh, Yard Out Entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all right. Yard Out TV on YouTube.
Okay, all right.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So,
you know what I'm saying?
I got you. So, as I mentioned, the topic for today's episode has to do with sort of the state of relationships between men and women. Like I said, it seems like we're the furthest apart we've ever been in time. We disagree on so many issues and topics. What's your feeling on sort of the state of the relations between men and women?
I think it's by design.
Okay.
It's by design. If you notice in nature, in the world, there's a balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's how everything stays even.
Right.
If things are too one-sided in any direction, shit is unbalanced, and then there's chaos, friction, whatever.
Right.
It's not, in my opinion, an accident that they're pitting the genders against each other. You know what I'm saying? To create this whole, it's a lot of this shit is bullshit, man. We all need each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and when you can see it. You can see it. The studies, we got a show. We got a lot going on. We can get into all of this as we go. But I think that it's done on purpose. It's not an accident.
Yeah, man. I definitely agree with that. I think, there are certain people, especially in social media now, everybody has a podcast. And it's easier to get clicks and likes and views from creating this sort of confrontational type of relationship. I was watching a podcast the other day, and it was a male host, and he was interviewing a woman, and he wouldn't even let her talk. He kept dropping bombs on her and talking over her and this and that. And, all of that is for the drama of it and getting people to watch and tune in.
Rounding people up.
Exactly. And then you got the videos of the women who, are given instructions on where to take them on the first date, where they won't go, things they won't do.
You know what the women could do?
What can they do?
Date themselves, stay the fuck home. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But to your point, though, it does seem like these certain types of conversations are being promoted to sort of promote the distance and the discord between us.
It's a fact. They started it. The black community, you understand? Like, you can't get welfare if there's a man in the house. You understand? Like, your house can't be, you gotta hide the iron.
Right.
Gotta hide the man's shoes. If it's a dude here, we can't help you.
Right.
You understand? And then in turn that, throughout the years, it just pushed this whole, I don't need a man narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot. This shit is so layered that we could do like multiple episodes on it. Like, it's so layered, it's crazy, man. Like,
yeah, there's many different layers to this shit.
And the main thing though, like, it's easy though, is divide and conquer. How can you conquer a situation? You divide, split everybody up, create discord. You understand? And then here we are.
No, you're absolutely right. And on that point, off camera we were talking about, toxic masculinity. And you mentioned that you don't think that actually exists.
Nah.
Why is that?
Because what exactly is toxic masculinity? What is it?
What is toxic masculinity?
And what makes it toxic? What makes masculinity toxic?
Well, okay, so some of the arguments or ideas that I've heard is that, so for men who think that sexually harassing a woman is actually a compliment.
Men think
there's some men out there
harassment is complimenting a woman.
Yeah, because it's like
why is that? So, but okay, but why is that a form of masculinity at all?
Why is that a form of masculinity?
Why is sexual harassment a form of masculinity? And then therefore, why? And make it make sense is what I'm saying.
So it's those men who think that, like I said, sexually harassing a woman is a compliment. They think, boys will be boys kind of thing.
Boys will be boys. Girls will be girls. I'm just saying, these are facts. I'm confused.
But
I think you're doing a bad job of explaining masculinity toxically.
No, I don't think so. I'm giving you sort of the idea,
some of the criteria
of what I've heard.
So an asshole is a toxic masculine person,
to a certain extent, yeah.
Okay.
So a dude who thinks that he sort of defines his manhood by how many women he could sleep with, or how many women he can collect, right?
What's toxic about that?
What's toxic about it?
Yeah.
Because it creates sort of I think that's part of one of the reasons that's created distrust in relationships in our communities, because it's been so, I wouldn't say accepted, but commonplace that, boys will be boys, that a man is going to cheat.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
It's so toxically masculine that women decided that they needed to be on that same wavelength and that same. If it's a toxic trait, why adapt it? Well, because now women is talking about catching bodies.
I agree with you.
But on your like, it's nothing. She's just expressing her sexuality, and it's I'm liberated sexually as a woman. That's not toxic femininity, though.
No, I agree with you. Okay. I agree with you. That's what I was going to bring up next. Toxic femininity.
My bad. I apologize.
Because
I think it's bullshit. I think it's all bullshit. I think it's bullshit.
Why?
I call bullshit on all of it.
Why do you think it's bullshit?
Because we're having one breath. It's a toxic. This man is toxically masculine, right? Mm-hmm. And in the same breath, a female will say, "I don't want no bitch ass nigga." I just watched, and I don't know if this is the same, if it bleeds into the same thing, but I just watched the chick say how she and people like her are the problem because everything that they say they want, they don't really want. Who opened the door for her,
right,
bought her flowers, did all of this other stuff, and she's in the car texting a group chat talking about this nigga's a fucking clown and a lame and all of this corny shit.
Right.
You understand? Like,
so to me, that's toxic feminine behavior because she, in essence, for me, what she's really saying is she wants a toxic man, a dude who's gonna disrespect her, who's not gonna treat her like a lady, to open the door and all this type of stuff. The only aspect of treating her as a lady, quote unquote, is how much he's gonna pay and spend on her. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's toxic feminine energy. And then there are women out there who are attracted to toxic men.
I don't know. I think all of that needs to be defined. I think people just take phrases and run with them and just use it as blanket.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, without even
True, that's a good point.
With gaslighting and shit like that, people just say things.
Yeah, you're right.
People just say things and it's popular, so they put it on top of everything like fucking ketchup.
Right.
Everything don't need that on it.
Right.
You understand? It's a different sauce for every. But when people don't think in it, I feel like it's limited vocabulary and stuff like that. So we just gonna use one thing to describe everything. You know what I'm saying? It's lazy, man. A lot of that shit is lazy thinking, and I think people need to do more work. Like, stop being so lazy, man. That shit is lazy. Toxic masculinity is lazy. There's nothing wrong with being masculine.
Right, I agree with you.
They trying to eliminate masculinity, period.
Right,
and that is the bottom line.
Right. I hear you.
So
I agree with you, but I do think that there are certain traits for so long that have been, like I said, boys will be boys, and that type of thing. So
I agree that men over time, like we have linked, and like I said, balance. Mm-hmm. We've linked too far in one direction at times.
Right.
And now y'all leaning too far in the other fucking direction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a balance. Like,
so I think that leads to the next topic.
Let's get there. I'm getting warmed up.
Topic that I wanted to bring up. I'm sure you've all seen over the past couple of weeks and, past few months, a lot of male entertainers who are now being charged with sexual abuse, rape.
They're not being charged. They being taken to civil court.
Well, yeah. Exactly.
People don't want justice. They want money.
So, how do you think that plays into our discussion on toxic masculinity? Because
I think everybody just needs to be honest. Because, for real, and I'm not saying that when women are wronged, that it's their fault. Mm-hmm. No means no.
Right.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. If somebody does something, a untoward without, if they went into a situation knowing that they was gonna do some foul shit, scumbag behavior. You a creep, you a scumbag.
Right.
I put something in your drink without your knowledge and your consent, and then you just get loose. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up.
Right.
Now, on the other side of that same coin, these women that move in them circles, they know what they moving in them circles for. There's a reason. Mm-hmm. It ain't just a party. You want to be in proximity. You want that fame by. You understand what I'm saying? You want that, and you either weren't told or you ignored things that was told to you before. Like, yo, when you move in these situations, you need to.
Right.
But I've been around enough women. I heard y'all conversations, man. I know how y'all give it up. A lot of y'all be knowing. Y'all leave the house with the intent to end up next to this nigga in his crib. You understand? Like, let's keep it a beam.
Right. Well, yeah.
But see, a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. Jay said it. I got a lot of chicks who hit me too. Shit you bitches do. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
We come on, man. I've been around a lot of females, man. Y'all, stop. Y'all gotta stop. Like, wrong is wrong. I'm not disputing none of that. But y'all be complicit. Y'all put yourselves in these situations. And y'all do it sometimes. Y'all know what y'all doing. That why you've heard the conversations. These chicks, they got this shit called a hoe phase.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, this is a known saying. I'm not the one that I didn't make up hoe phase. I heard hoe phase from a chick. Now I went through my hoe phase. Yeah. You ran through a mile of dick, and then you got to the point where it's like, I can get a check now off of it. Come on, shorty, like, stop. I mean, I'm not saying that none of the stuff, because I'm certain that some of these niggas have done some things that they shouldn't have.
Right.
You understand? Them niggas is creeps. But at the same time, you was at church or you was in a book club somewhere, the likelihood, like, these is rock stars. It's the entertainment industry. We've been hearing stories about how these niggas give it up for decades. You wanted to be a part of that. Take some responsibility for some of the shit that happens. Some of y'all. Not saying everybody.
Right.
You understand? But some of y'all. Right now, it's a money grab. Especially for the ones that, it was a year. They had a year from last year to this year to get the civil claims in. Why you think a lot of them just started popping up recently?
Right.
Let me get that bag real quick. Had some trauma. I'm about to go get felt up by some chick somewhere, man. Some famous chick. I'm about to get felt up and,
Well, do you think that sort of discredits when, a woman truly is sexually abused?
Stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. It has, I'm sure. I'm sure it's had some effect. And whether it's fair or not, you understand? I can't speak to that. But it absolutely it had to. It has to. Because it's like what I'm saying right now, we all know it.
Right.
We all know it. We've all been around it. Especially in the court systems and all that, them sororities, the fraternities. Them people are from that system. They was wailing in college.
Right.
They know what it is. That's why I be like, but they can't say that on the bench.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying? They can't. We gotta go by the rules and that's in place in the books. But come on, man. It's.
So what about though? So recently they've been talking about Aaron Hall
grooming homegirl.
Yeah, Gloria Velez, and
she just has it out for Aaron.
Well,
they were a thing.
Well, the
I didn't watch it.
The story is that he started having sex with her when she was 16.
Okay. He raped her when you understand? Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that alone. Cause I don't like.
Well, I think that's not a good point, but it's definitely something to talk about because
Okay, so
16 years old, right?
Right. I'm glad we going here.
Do you kind of know right from wrong?
Women,
but also are impressionable.
Women, see, and this is why this whole shit is crazy. Women mature faster than men, right?
So they say, yeah.
So they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at 16, if we're gonna go by the whole women mature faster than men, and they're talking about mentally as well as physically, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she is of sound mind. Now, the thing is, I'm not saying he was right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying he was right. But let's not act as if these same women ain't the ones that's not dating the niggas in their high school. That's leaving school with the older niggas that done graduated years ago.
Right.
They picking them up you understand? Like, let's not act as if.
But, I mean, so just because that's happening, though.
I'm not saying it's right. I used to get on niggas from my hood because I know that they was going up to the high schools.
Right. Exactly.
You understand? I'm like, oh, y'all niggas is. But gotta blame these broads too. Because we right here. But we don't have the stature, the car, possibly. You want that look. These females be making these decisions knowingly. That's why a lot of them, they be like, A lot of them, if they keeping it a bean, they be like, yo, man, I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Right, but
you understand? It's popular now.
Right, exactly.
It's popular now to look back and be like, oh, that nigga took advantage. Because now your life ain't what you thought it would be.
Mm.
And you have some regrets.
So you think that it's being used against men now for the woman to come and say, oh, such and such happened when.
But you got to understand, like, they had a whole relationship, man. Aaron Hall and Gloria Velez were together.
Yeah, but
how old was Aaron when they first started dealing with each other? It's not like he was a old man, yo.
I mean, he was in his 20s, I would think.
He probably was in his early 20s. But what she's leaving out is, did she tell this nigga that she was older than she was?
Well, I think he knew.
Okay, well, I don't know. I'm not even going front. I don't care what she has to say. I don't. She's not somebody that I'm looking to hear like, oh my God, Gloria. Oh.
Right. Well, she wasn't bringing it up like that. It's just a topic of conversation now because of all of this stuff happening.
Right.
But
why you didn't bring it up back then when the nigga was beat? Like, you told your story already. This why I know that they was together, because the story's been told.
Right. Yeah.
So now that it's hot. Now she was 16 when Aaron started. Why didn't you say that then? How many times are we gonna keep going back to the well? Some of y'all gotta find something else to do. Video vixen shit ran out. I'm not saying that that's now why she said something, because I know Aaron is like, my nigga, damn, like, how did when are you gonna stop? Like, yo, they drugged me through the mud already.
I don't know, man. It's
what's crazy is that we talk about it. Don't be afraid is in my head, and it sounds crazy.
Right.
Don't be afraid.
You know what I'm saying? So
whoa.
I don't know. It's
whoa, Aaron. Let's not, man.
It's a touchy topic.
I'm not blaming nobody. I just think it's all. Everybody has a motive. Everybody has a motive, man. Everybody has a motive, and it's like, I don't. That's very personal between them two. So I feel like, because I heard he was hands on with her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, violently, and that's never cool.
Right.
That's never cool. We not, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like,
well, I definitely
you can't keep living in that.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? You can't keep living in that.
But I definitely think, grown men dating teenagers that's a problem.
Yes.
Because even though we say, women,
it's a problem today.
Mature, I think it's always been a problem.
It wasn't. It's in some countries right now, it's not a problem.
Well, I mean, that's a whole nother story.
I'm just saying.
That's a whole nother story.
I'm just saying.
I'm talking about.
The legal limit in some states is 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. No.
Legal age of consent some places.
No, I know.
And then still, if the parent is like, hey.
Yeah, no, I know. I know someone, her grandmother got married when she was 13 and started having kids when she was like 14, 15.
You know what I mean?
You know, I don't know, man.
Times and laws and things change, man. Like,
that,
some niggas just don't like old pussy. Like, that shit hit different. I'm saying.
That's just crazy.
My bad, y'all. This is gonna be another one of those episodes. They gonna take this shit down. That's not the intent. I'm not just saying things to get. You know what I mean? Like,
but like I said, it's a problem. I think, for a older guy to sort of take advantage of a situation.
I agree.
Even if
I agree, because you got to know as an older man, you kind of know. You kind of know what to do and say.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with a malleable.
Right, exactly.
You understand? You can shape it, you can mold it and
right.
But you know what Jay said. Never mind, I'm not gonna go there again. Let another nigga mold her. You know what I mean?
So as we're talking about age and whatnot, I think, one of the double standards in our society, if we take a look at women teachers who get caught having sex with underage male students, some as young as I've heard 12 and 13, and they're in their 20s. Some of the commentary on that, because a lot of some men are like, hey,
I'm about to say,
what's the problem?
Are you gonna ask me, or you?
What's the problem? And even sometimes it's the kid, the boy, who rats out the woman.
And I never understood that.
And some dudes are like, yo, what's wrong with him?
Little
this would have been heaven.
Little dumb nigga.
But
see, you know what you gotta understand at that age though? It's like you bragging about it.
But
yo, I popped Miss such and such, son. Oh, and then they get back. Keep your mouth closed, get that experience, and get them grades up, man.
But what if it's reversed now? It's that a male teacher. So why is that different?
I didn't say it was different. But
you're all right with the woman creep.
I'm a man that at that time would have enjoyed knocking off one of these badass teacher bitches. But what's crazy is teachers wasn't bad when I was growing up. I had like two.
That's not the point. The point is, if it was roles reversed, if it was a guy, an older man having sex with a younger girl, then he's a creep.
Yeah, he's a creep. It's a problem. He's a pedophile. But so is she.
But you're all right with her being the pedophile.
For me, yeah. For me. Yes, I'm all right with that for me. I'm all right with that for me. And if it happened to my son, depending on how he felt about it, I'd be all right with it for him too.
Wow, okay.
Depending on how he felt. If he felt like, yo, I did it because I felt like I had to, I didn't want to. Bitch, you violated. But if it happened and he was like, yo, Pop, I'm like, oh, word, little nigga, you got your shit, say less.
But what if it was a girl who said the same thing?
What?
I wanted it.
Her little fast ass. Listen, I'm not saying. You understand? Like
that. See, that's what I'm talking about. The double standard, though.
You asked me how I felt. I didn't say whether it was wrong or right, brother. I'm saying. So first of all, I actually did say it is wrong. It's wrong on both. It's wrong on.
But
you understand?
The
you know where it's right at?
Where?
High school senior, 21-year-old teacher.
But I'm talking about.
Feel like it's fair game at that point.
I'm talking about.
Look, yo, he's disheveled.
Younger than that.
Say, oh God.
I'm talking about younger than that.
It's all bad, man. It's all. Let's keep it all the way a being. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and shit is illegal.
Right.
This shit is illegal. My preference, what I care to do, and all of that, you understand? It's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. But at the same time, and I'm not co-signing none of that shit. That shit is illegal and it's wrong. Period. Little niggas, these little bitches, older people from the beginning of time.
Yeah, but that don't make it right.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. By law, this shit is wrong. By nature, though,
I think it's wrong too.
nah, it's not.
Whenever you in a situation where somebody's taking advantage of somebody else, that's wrong.
Oh, taking advantage. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's taking advantage, though? And this is what I'm saying. We could argue. We could argue this shit all day. Like, who's taking it?
The older
So,
person is taking advantage.
So, all right. So, let's go here real quick. Let's go here real quick, right? They're now making it so these kids can choose at such a young age what gender they want to be, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't these same motherfuckers vote?
That's a good point, right?
They can't vote. They can't pick their bedtime, my nigga. Little motherfuckers can't decide what they want to have for dinner. So what I'm saying is, it's so layered, and it's all about. I feel like sometimes what they trying to push. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, if we're being technical, when a female has her period, she's now of age reproductive. Understand what I'm saying? So
right.
so naturally, right. But the age difference makes it like, oh shit, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Look, it's right is right, wrong is wrong. By law, shit is you wrong. You wrong. And if you're of a certain level of maturity and understanding, you know what you're doing is wrong.
Right.
Some people, and it's not a pass to anybody that's moving in that space. Some people, their emotions and their maturity and all that other shit, it don't. The levels is different.
Right.
You understand? Like they might feel like they might haven't progressed past a certain level emotionally or mentally. Like they might look at these people as their peers. Or she might just be in the front of the class like, fuck, Brad's hot.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you see what I mean? Why my uncle go? They be knowing. My uncle could look like, oh, it's experience now. I'm not saying that he did anything with, but he's lived long enough to know he could look at somebody and be like, yo, she gonna be bad when she get older. Is he a creep for that?
Yeah, kind of.
Kinda?
Yeah.
Listen, he was right though.
But still.
There's a couple of them he said that about. I was like, I seen them when they got grown. I was like, that nigga, he saw that coming. But that's just life though. Is he a creep because he experienced life and knows that over time this female might develop into something beautiful?
I mean,
shit, it's perspective. Some of it,
it's kind of. I mean,
some of it is perspective.
Know,
some of it is
if a grown man looks at someone who's 14, 15 and be like, yo, she gonna be bad when she gets older. That's kind of creepy.
Why?
Because you're looking at that person, sexualizing them at that age.
Not really. Not really.
You don't think so?
I mean, like I said, it could just be, I've been here long enough. I was 15, 14 before. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't got to be a sexual thing all the time. It's an observation.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's an observation, man. It could, I mean, like, yo.
I don't know.
You don't. I mean, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying it's an observation. It's an observation. Like, yo.
It's a creepy observation.
Why is it a creepy Have you seen some of these 14, 15-year-olds?
But
I was in school with bros that was built, when I was 14, 15 in school, these chicks is built like women. Now, the thing is this. Even now, when I see a female that's built like a woman, could tell by how she move and carry herself, oh, that's a little girl. Now I could pump fake and be like, yo, I ain't know.
Right.
Which a lot of niggas do. But if we being honest, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
She gotta be so advanced in her mental for you to be fooled, my nigga. And then even still, there's signs like it's a baby, B.
I mean, I don't know. I just think it's creepy behavior, but
I mean, to notice? It's creepy to notice? Like, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so. I don't know.
I mean, that, you know, fucking Brad, ooh. She's sitting in front of the class, the teacher like, ooh, as soon as Brad, the final bell, baby, Bradley, coming for you.
I just think it's a lot of double standards when it comes to that type of thing, and
that is a fact.
I think that leads to some of the issues that we have in society because of that. Can a man be sexually abused by a woman?
Super facts. This happened. We just don't say nothing about it.
Right. So again,
is that toxic masculinity? Keeping our fucking mouths shut when foul shit happen to us? I'm serious. Like,
well, I think they
not gonna say that though. That's not a toxic masculine trait. Being quiet when foul shit happen to us.
Well,
it should be, right?
Conditioned to believe that you have to hold your emotions in, and it's not manly to talk about your emotions and stuff.
But see, this is the thing. And this is where they get it fucked up. It's not being conditioned to hold things in. It's being conditioned to know that the world don't give a fuck about your feelings.
As a man.
You understand?
Right.
And it's been proven time and time and time again. Come on, man. Like, we got it. Come on, we got to keep it keep it a bean out here, man.
I think that goes back to,
because when I tell my son, the fuck is you crying for? It's not because I don't want him to express his pain. Mm-hmm. It's because, yo, my man, you can't cry over everything that happens to you in your life. Right. It's gonna get fucked up out here.
Right.
You are going to have to steal yourself.
True.
You understand? That's not toxic nothing. That is the facts. This world is cold and it's not fair, yo.
Well, I agree with you, but it can go to that becoming toxic behavior.
How? Explain.
So,
because I'm not telling you not to express how you feel.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the piece. Because, express yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Listen.
But I think if the message that's sent is you can't express yourself.
Who says that, though?
There's some people who do.
Yeah, and I'm sure that's a minority. Even the most masculine of men. I'm sure that's a minority. They making it seem as if, my father never told me not to cry. Mm-hmm. You understand? But it's what the fuck you crying for. If you crying over every little thing, you
right. No, I hear
just
you.
soft ass. Go sit your soft ass down somewhere. Like, seriously, man. Like, we gotta stop this. And this goes for women too. Stop with all of this. So, what you crying for? Oh, because I am. What? You spilled what and you cried because of it?
I mean,
that's extra. Like, come on. Again, balance, man. It's balance. It comes back to balance.
Well, I just think that if you're led to believe that you have to keep your feelings in, that you cannot express yourself, that's
a problem.
Right. That's my point.
Being led to believe that you cannot express your feelings is a problem.
Right. So we agree on that.
Being trained and brought up to express your feelings properly.
Right, exactly.
Is not a problem, though.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Crying over everything is a fucking problem, man.
Yeah, emotional intelligence. That's what some people are not taught.
And some people are not given, the space to grow in that, and then you gotta look like demeaning somebody, calling everything toxic, putting everything in a box, it doesn't help nothing.
I agree.
If you really are interested in helping the situation, because again, like I said, people have agendas. There's always a motive.
Right.
What's the motive behind you labeling? Is it to benefit you?
Mm-hmm.
How much introspective thought have you put into yourself before you run out here blaming everything that happens on somebody's toxic masculinity?
Right. I agree with that.
You understand what I'm saying? People don't mirror themselves. Like, they just want to get out here and just start pointing fingers and blaming stuff on stuff that ain't even, a lot of this stuff don't even exist for real.
Well, like I agree with what you said earlier about having to define what toxic behavior is and what it looks like, because not everything is that.
Right.
And it is that blanket sort of umbrella term that they use to, describe
everything about a man that they don't deem.
Right, exactly.
I don't like that.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's toxic. Because it's even to the point Like, if you approach a woman to tell her she's attractive or you like what she's, I like the outfit, how you put it together, whatever, you're going to be looked at like you're a predator or like you're a rapist.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, like, how did we go?
At this point, I'm just with, like, stop talking to these women, man. Let them holler at you. Let them holler at you. I bet if niggas stop, I bet. Yo, these, never mind.
I think it's going to get to that point because something got to happen. Because, I was actually on the train one day, and these two women were sitting next to me, and I could hear what they were talking about. Mm. And one of them was saying that she likes to dress up, get sexy, and all of that.
For herself.
Well, no. She takes pride in turning men down. Mm. Like, she, I get all fly. And,
a lot of women.
But I take pride in turning men down. And I'm just like, her mentality, she's not giving anybody a chance. Right. It's off rip, I'm turning you down.
What she want. She's going to get what she wants. But her joy is being a fucking dick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of people. It just takes different forms.
Yeah.
Her form is, I want to dress up, make niggas look at me, and then when they holler at me, because you first. And this is why I think a lot of these women nowadays are idiots. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know what your mind is like.
Right.
How do I get there?
Right.
But for first, looking at your packaging and being like, yo, I like how that is put together. Yo. And then I get that's how this shit work, for real, if y'all didn't know. When you go in the grocery store, it's what gets you? The packaging, right? Oh, I like how that, what's this? I'm gonna look at it, then, oh shit, there's some shit in here that I like. Yo, I'm gonna buy this. You first get to know what you like and what you want with your eyes. Never mind. I'm just saying it's ridiculous. And she's a nut, but it's a lot of them out there.
Yeah, that's
it's a lot of them out there. Like I'm gonna put on this uniform. I'm gonna accentuate everything that gets men's attention, and then as soon as they look or say something to me, I'm going to take it to the farthest left field that I could find.
Yeah,
and label this person as the vilest thing to ever exist.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Let's just not procreate. Let's see how that works.
I mean,
let's just see how that works.
It's coming to that, it seems like.
Buy your machines because, get your machine. Y'all know that we can't, like, you understand? Get your little machines. Work it out. Work it out amongst yourselves, man. Work it out amongst yourselves. For real, like, work it out amongst yourselves. Like,
it's gonna get interesting over these next few years.
The crazy thing is, though, is how they do men, though. Mm. They could do and say whatever to men everywhere. It's been documented. Mm-hmm. You understand? But it's just so like, he could do. Police will come to the crib. If you tell them your chick beat you up, they gonna be like, "Son, you called this here." Mm. Like,
well, that's that double standard.
Come on, be like.
Yeah. That's the double standard we were talking about, and
we just gotta have real conversations. Unfortunately, a lot of these people that are throwing these phrases and stirring the pot, they're not looking to have real conversations.
Right.
Their agenda is whatever their agenda is, but it ain't understanding. And it's not understanding, and it's not education.
Exactly.
So therein lies the problem with a lot of it.
Yeah. There you have it. It's shows like this, The Conversation, where we trying to, bring these types of issues up and get people to talk about it. You don't have to agree with, Diz and I feel and believe.
Right.
But at least, have the discussion, because I think it's worth it. There's so much out there that's going on that is so far left, so far right, and like Diz said, there's not really a balance. So I think we need to get back to that, and particularly for the younger people coming up, because just imagine what the world going to be like next 10, 20 years.
I'm afraid for the future, for real.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm aside from everybody just being in their feelings all the time over every little thing. It's just a nasty world, man. This place is becoming a place I don't really want to be in. Like I be some days it's like get me out of here, B. Like I'm not gonna cash out, but this is it's a nasty place, man.
If there was a spaceship going to Mars right now,
why Mars though?
Well, that's a topic for another show.
I'm about to say you think it's better on Mars than.
Well, they say that's where we originated from. But like I said, that's a topic for another show. Thank you, Diz, the icon, for joining me today to have this discussion, another great discussion.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Be sure to check out his new podcast, which is called
Straight to the Comments.
And where can they find that at?
YouTube. Yard Out TV is the channel. Subscribe.
There you go.
Leave a comment. Continue to tap in with my brother Legacy, man, and everything he got going on.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to definitely have you on more shows.
Let's do it.
Of course.
I like this.
You know what I'm
saying?
This is fun.
Make
sure you hit subscribe to Made for Kings so you can get all the goodness.
Did we touch on everything that you wanted to?
Yeah.
Pause. Hey, yo.
So, thank you for tuning in, everybody. Be sure to come back to check out another great episode of The Conversation.
Yes.